Top 10 Warband mods 2020. Number 10, Last Breath of CALRADIC Empire. A number of mods explore the Calradian Empire and the era that existed before it, but Last Breath is my favorite. It shakes up the map significantly by adding new factions and challenging your conceptions of where things are and where they should be, like the addition of Zendar in the picture above. They also get a bit playful by showing some of the cities we know as little villages, a fun way to show the fact that this is a good while back, while some of these feature cities, at this point, nothing more than villages. It adds new troop trees, a lot of good quality of life features, tactics, and some strong visuals for areas like cities and more. Finally, the size of the Calradian Empire at the start having the factions at war with it shakes up the gameplay experiences from typical flow. Number 9, Britain Wall the Repolished. Britain Wall the Repolished is the latest and final update to the famous Britain Wall the mod, which takes and puts Mount and Blade Warband into England with the Celts, Brits, Scots, and more fighting over the area. The mod debuted many features that would come to show up in the Viking Conquest DLC. No real surprise given that the team that made this mod was hired to make that. That makes this mod a bit of an oddity as it lacks the story of Viking Conquest, and some of the stuff a bit different due to the different theme. But it's worth checking out. If you like it, make sure to check out the Viking Conquest with its additions to the formula and story. It's pretty cool, guys. Check it out. Up next, we have number 8, 1257 AD Enhanced Edition and Native Enhanced Edition. Created by the same modder, these mods implement many of the same ideas. 1257 AD Enhanced Edition improves the old 1257 AD mod with many new additions. Set in the historical time mentioned, 1257 AD Enhanced Edition is a fun mod with a lot of interesting features that can be played pretty bug-free with the Enhanced Edition, which adds things like KAOS political kit as well as a ton of flexibility. Native Enhanced Edition also implements additions to Native Mount and Blade Warband, but I found that it is still bugging a good amount. That said, it is in active development and is one to watch as a rival to FLORIS as an overhauled native experience. Both are great mods, you should check them out. And up next, FLORIS and FLORIS Evolved. I'm grouping these together as Evolved is essentially a continuation of FLORIS. They are mod packs that group together a lot of different things like tournament overhauls, diplomacy, freelancer, and a lot of smaller fixes of mods that work quite well. It definitely still Calradia and has a lot of what you expect, but a much greater diversity of units, of trade routes, and of options of how you handle things in and out of battle. This is one of the defining mods for Mount and Blade Warband, and you'll see people use it as the base for others. It is quite good, especially those tournaments I mentioned. Try the tournaments. I've played it. I mean, I've played all these, of course. I've played it. It's pretty good. Up next, we have Nova AETAS. Like the Last Days of the Third Age, Nova AETAS changes some of your fundamental presumptions about Mount and Blade. While Last Days of the Third Age does it with the world of Break at War, Nova AETAS instead takes the world to a more advanced time, puts greater focus on society. This isn't The Sims Medieval, but there is a focus on societal position, and more jobs like craftsmanship, logging, and like that makes for a different experience as you rise through the ranks. It combines this unique setting for Mount and Blade Calradia several hundred years in the future with new factions and some higher quality assets. Raising the social ladder is fun and different challenge. And there's still plenty of Mount and Blade here with new units and battles that make this mod worth checking out. Up next we have Last Days of the Third Age. The Last Age of the Third Age is one of the most interesting mods because it fundamentally shifts how you play the game in many ways. Set in the Lord of the Rings' Third Age of Mankind, the mod has you take part as one of the factions in the days before the War of the Ring. While that is generally split by race, those familiar with the books, which is what draws on from material, not the Peter Jackson films, may know that the races sometimes have separate factions inside them which would be represented as well. The big change here is you aren't gathering money in a traditional sense or trying to build your own lordship. Instead, you are advancing ranks in the faction you decide. You do this by performing quests and killing enemies, which will let the faction give you some more of their exclusive currency. Dwarf bucks are not redeemable in Elfland, as that is your social as well as economical reputation you're trading on. Prophecy of Pendor. Prophecy of Pendor is one of the better known mods for Mount and Blade Warband, and for good reason. It's really good. That said, Prophecy of Pendor is also really hard and not recommended for new players. Prophecy has a lot of unique different things about it, including the ability to create your own knighthood order, a lot of weird factions, as well as a rich world to explore. One of the standout things about Pendor is the amount of detail that goes into the world building of the low fantasy realm, including the number of events, quests, goals, and more you can find. Alright, next we have the top 3. These are the real bread and butter, I feel, of Mount and Blade Warband. If you're going to play it, play these next 3 mods. Also play this one. Up next, we have number 3, GEKOKUJO. GEKOKUJO is a mod that takes you to historic Japan, where samurai fight across battlefields alongside many other troops. As one might expect, it features a different troop tree and equipment that emphasize some different aspects. Don't expect to see shields among its many changes. Beyond its strong theme and units, the strongest units that GEKOKUJO does to differentiate itself are its map and faction amounts. Have a long, narrow map rather than a traditional style map based on CALRADIC creates a significantly different experience in trying to traverse the world. Additionally, rather than typical 5 to 7 or so factions, GEKOKUJO features over 20 factions as its showing of Sengoku period, which also changes things up. As here, you can see all the cool clans. It's great. Number 2, PERSINO. While other mods have a lot to offer, I have to admit that PERSINO is a personal favorite. I have a soft spot for fantasy, and mounting a killer wolf or dragon or charging over enemy soldiers as I can do here. Other games lack that, and the mixture of dwarves, elves, giants, and humans can create a useful fantasy setting that has some very interesting factions and troop lines. The minor factions play a big role here, and it even includes a conqueror who comes partway through the game with huge armies, tossing things into disarray and becoming a major faction, which is a really cool concept as it evolves over time, right? Alright, now up next, the number 1 mod, all of Mount & Blade Warband, the number 1, the one you should play before Bannerlord, is number 1, A Clash of Kings. There are several Mount & Blade Warband, Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire mods out there, but for my money, the best single player one is Clash of Kings. Other ones have more lag and lack the features and functionality of Clash of Kings, which are considerable, featuring the entire world that sets you down in it during the eponymous book, which predominantly features the War of 5 Kings, so you can join on any side with and fight for them. One really nice thing here is the interface for Clash of Kings is perhaps the best I've seen in Mount & Blade so far, as options go and the ways you can manipulate it go. It is truly the best mod for Mount & Blade Warband. Alright, that was Black Wolf Hellcat, and these are the top 10 Mount & Blade Warband mods 2020 to play before Bannerlord comes out. See you guys next time.